Hello and welcome to round 2 of NTT 2019. The second stage of the championship brings us to Tsukuba circuit. It's a very short course with only 9 turns, and its narrow track width means that drivers must take greater risks if they wish to overtake. So they're all off, they're on the formation lap, led by, well, yours truly in the pace car. It's quite simple. The first round took place after a qualifying session, but now the grid is set by reverse championship order. Now they go around in the formation lap, enabling them to get a good start to the race itself. A little bit of jostling around here, but nothing major. It seems some of these drivers are a little bit antsy, waiting for the off. Now they're coming up to the penultimate turn. Now, we're coming into the back straight now, and so in only a few seconds' time, the pace car will pull off into the pit lane, and this will allow the drivers to speed up as they wish, but they cannot overtake until the word start is said over their radios. Now, we won't hear it, we'll only be able to guess when they get the signal. So, Barrels gets a very good start indeed, and now the start signal will be any second now. Yes, here it is, they're off, they're all mobbing each other into the first turn. Now, impact with, it's hard to keep up with what's going on, but there's Delinquent right in the middle of it, bumping cars ahead, getting bumped by cars behind, a little bit of a side impact with Iron Duck, bumps Iron Duck here, and then gets bumped by Belvica. It's very difficult to avoid. If you've had one impact, you're bound to get into all sorts of impacts. Very unlucky first lap for Delinquent, but that's unfortunately how it is. And it seems that he was bumping about as much as he got bumped, so it's just a little bit unfortunate all round. Now then, we're coming up to this is already one lap over, one lap down out of 41. So, here we go into the second racing lap. Now we're looking at Bushy, it's going round, trying to overtake the McLaren ahead of him. Lanatron's in second, and right. There we go. Now here's Bushy. Oh no! Hello. So what happened there? That looked like one of the McLarens punted a car, and the other car didn't go off the course, but that was a definite punt, and the driver responsible seems to have slowed down to give position back. So probably that was the only way he felt that he could avoid a penalty. So yes, it's a treacherous circuit, it's a narrow circuit, and if these cars weren't the Group 4 cars, the cars that are closer to their road-going counterparts, it would be virtually impossible to justify having a race here. Now then, it's Bushy we're looking at, and he's sandwiched between the two McLarens. It's a little bit of smoke from Jag's tyres. I believe he's one of the only, if not the only driver here not using ABS, so he has a little bit of a difficulty in braking without wearing his tyres out and getting flat spots. So, coming round, we're looking at Bushy here. He's joined by Jag in the sort of McLaren sandwich thing that's going on. Thor has a look, it's not enough. A little bit of a wobble into the final corner. And right, so they're all spread out a little bit more evenly now. It's a little bit less hectic, as you can see. Not so much of a case of drivers going in 2 by 2. They're sort of sorting out the pecking order now as the more successful drivers from the back start to filter their way forward toward the front. Now then, we're looking at Thor in the McLaren as see. Oh, there's a little bit of movement here, a little bit of movement as... Is it Bushi? Yes, Bushi manages to... he's jostling with Jag for position, doesn't quite get it, it's not enough, and has to content himself with 5th position for now. So that little... Oh wait, that's Mob Racer. Mob Racer has gone too wide. He's spun. He's gone off the track. He's having to correct himself now and get back into the running. He's right at the back of the field now, and that's... Oh dear, that's a terrible upset for the McLaren team. They'd previously been doing pretty well in the upper midfield. Now, let's see, there's Jag here taking a bit of a funny line out of there. I wonder if everything's all right with him. And the two Renaults, the Heineken Racing team, are sandwiching Super Chicken as we go into turn 8. Now that's a punt. Super Chicken just punted Jag. Jag goes off into the gravel. Test Dude overtakes, or does he? No, he punts. He punts Super Chicken and causes Super Chicken to go off onto the grass. I guess that it looked to me very much like Test Dude saw the punt from Super Chicken to Test Dude's teammate Jag and decided to take a revenge attack. Now they've both been Test Dude and Super Chicken have both been awarded now with a stop-go penalty. I should point out that a stop-go penalty is fairly self-descriptive. The offending party must enter the pits, not take on board any fresh tyres or more fuel, but just stop and then go immediately. So it's roughly equivalent to a 20-second penalty, which I think seems appropriate for what looked like quite a serious punt. And also, taking revenge is certainly not looked upon kindly. So here they come, and we should see two cars near the back go into the pit lane. Yes, there's one, and there's another, so they're both going in for their stop-go penalties. Now, here we go, Lanatron's defending his position from 4. Nice bit of defending there, keeps the inside line, and it's very close. It's the battle for first is really heating up now. You can also see that the battle for third is pretty hot as well. So Belvica doesn't quite have the speed to go on the inside of Barrels here. Yep, and he's gonna try and use the slipstream. I don't think he has enough of a speed advantage to make an overtake stick here, but who knows, he could have a good run up to the first corner. Now Barrels has gone a bit wide, and that will give Belvica a bit of an advantage. He goes up the inside, but it's not enough, and Barrels maintains third position. Now now Barrels has gone off onto the grass. He still maintains position ahead of Belvica. Bushi overtakes Belvica now, and now that's quite interesting. So Barrels has acquired a penalty for his little... oh, he's gone off onto the grass again. Was that a nudge, or did he go off? Okay, it seems that there was some slight contact, but most of what happened was that Barrels was sort of on his way off onto the grass as it was anyhow. Now here's Lanatron. He's now having to fend off both Bushi and Belvica, who are completely mobbing him, sort of pushing a little bit between themselves. Lanatron has his hazard lights on. I'm not entirely sure why, but well, we'll see how that goes. He's just managing to defend his position. Now, although I believe the top 3 cars all have hard tyres, it looks like Lanatron has a slight pace deficit, and so that's really enabling. Even though Belvica and Bushi are fighting amongst themselves for second place, they're still they're still really in the running for grabbing first place as well. So it's a three-way battle for first, and oh, it's really heating up now. So Lanatron can't take a good racing line through there, defends the inside line, very, very close, it's touch and go. They come swooping through. Belvica goes up the inside. Has he got enough? He's on the inside there. Oh, they're three wide, they go three wide, and it's a little bit of bumping, a little bit of jostling. Belvica gets the better of that confrontation. So, Bushy does not manage to get past now. He's going to be angling for an overtake as well, as Judoka catches up with him. Now a little bit further, here's Iron Duck, who's with his teammate Barrels. So after a little bit, oh hello, who's that? One of the Subarus went off. It's Iron Duck has gone off. It looks like Barrels is going to overtake him. The Subaru team, they seem to have had some ups and downs, but marred by a bit of bad luck. I think they're going to finish firmly in the midfield, but we'll have to see how that goes. Now, Lanatron doing well to defend himself there in turn 1. Looking at Mop. Now, Mop, of course, he was the one who spun off earlier, and he's managed to make it up back to 7th, which is not bad, but bear in mind that there have been other incidents and pit stops since then. Now then, you can see how close it is. The battle for second is very close indeed. Belvic was really starting to pull away. He's now at the point where his slipstream isn't really benefiting anyone behind him, so we might really see him start to pull away if this battle for second continues at the white hot sort of temperature that it is at and has been at for the last few laps. Look, you can see that it's practically bumper to bumper around there. It's really quite phenomenal. Now then, Mop has caught up with the Subarus, and well, you can see him chasing them. It looks positively predatory the way he's right behind them and getting closer every second. So, okay, it seems like one of the Ferraris overtook Lanatron. Didn't see it happen here. So, no idea of the circumstances of that. It seems, though, that Bushy did get a warning for that, so there must have been some kind of a bump, some kind of a mishap, something that Bushy did which wasn't worth a penalty, but was worth a warning. Interesting. But it's still very tight. It's anyone's guess who come out on top in this prolonged battle for second. Meanwhile, Lanatron's teammate is having a little bit of difficulty with Super Chicken. Super Chicken having already paid one stop-go penalty. I hope he's not trying for another. Okay, now that's interesting. The McLarens have backed off from the Subarus, so there must have been some kind of aborted attempt to get past the Subarus, who managed to stand their ground. Okay, it's very close now. It's a little bit of a tap from Judica. It's not really advantaging him. It's just a bit of clumsiness, I believe. And Thor has a look down the inside of the Subaru. Can't make it stick. It's very, very close though. A bit of a clumsy line from Mop behind him. A bit of a bad line through there. Probably just as well, because otherwise it would just be far, far too tight through here. Now on board with Thor, a little bit of a contact there with Iron Duck. Doesn't go well for him. He ends up falling behind a little bit. A little bit of dust kicked up there by Bowles, I believe. Battle for second, still on, still intense. Battle for sixth now with Iron Duck defending against the resurgent McLarens. Down the inside, that's interesting. 4 takes an inside line. He steals the position from Iron Duck. Very nice, very well done indeed. Now meanwhile, Judoka has got the inside. He's got the inside of Lanatron. Ah, beautiful pass there. Yes, now they're still side by side, so Lanatron could... Yes, he's got the position back. No, Judoka has taken it. Judoka and Lanatron went side by side through the first few turns of this lap, and Judoka ended up winning out. So here's we're on board with Thor again, trying to get an advantage on Babbles. He does it. Oh, very nice. Tiny near the exit after the apex, a little bit of a bump between them, but on the entry of the corner into the apex, it was a beautiful pass. Okay, Bushi's gone into the pits to change out his hard tyres, and Belvica's he's done very well for tyre wear actually. He hasn't done any battling really since, was it lap 9 or 10? So he's really been able, he's going to be able to press his advantage now, because the drivers behind him had all been jostling for position, and that burns through tyre tread, so we could see it to be quite challenging for the others to catch up with him now. Okay, so Lanatron now has a bit of track to himself. He's managed to get back past Judoka again. That's pretty nice. Bit of a touch through there. It's very touch and go through there. It's one of the few overtaking opportunities, and it's also not a particularly good overtaking opportunity. So we're going to see quite a bit of action around that last hairpin there. Mop Racer, after a round of pit stops, he's just come out of the pits and he's got soft tyres. He is in 10th, and his teammate 4 here is caught up with Judoka and Lanatron, and it's very close now. So 4's done pretty well. He's managed to get through the Subarus a little bit further behind. He's on medium tyres as compared to the hards, and he's really making them work in his favour. Now, a little bit further back, Bushi had a pit stop, you'll recall. Delinquents on hard and fairly worn out tyres. Can't really compete against the soft tyres, but yeah, that's he's going to have to come in, I'm sure. Battle for second it's just never going to end, was it? We can see them practically. Oh, they are 3 wide. Well, almost 3 wide there. And there's a change of position. Judoka managed to overtake Lanatron. I'm only sorry that you didn't see that. You could certainly see the precursor to it, so the setup for it. So here's Thor all over the back of Lanatron now, after Judoka managed to make a passing move. Is he going to go for it? I don't know. Oh, he has. He has done it. Again, off camera. That's annoying, but here we are. And through the difficult turn 8, where it seems that 4 got by. So looks like now. Okay, so the question now is whether the pace advantage was. It looks like the pace. If the pace advantage was real, it means that Judoka and 4 are going to be able to pull away from Lanatron, and it looks like that's the case. Actually, it looks like they did have a bit of a pace advantage over Lanatron, and so that's why the battle for second was so intense, because it's very, very difficult to overtake around this course, and so it's relatively easy to defend, pretty hard to attack. So, that's a beautiful, beautiful move you could see there, and that was Mop Racer and I think, was it Super Chicken? Well, they've been sort of too wide, jostling for position back there. No, Mop Racer and Bushy, that's right, yes. Very close battling between those two. The two Subarus still in the midfield. Battle for second is going on between Judica and Thor. It's very intense. They've got the same tyre compounds, fairly similar tyre wear. Further back you can see their teammates. So it seems that at the front the McLaren and Ferrari are having a duel, and towards the back another duel between their teammates as well. That's fairly interesting. And are they on different strategies? I believe that they are, because Mop Racer is on softs at the moment. Okay, so it's another round of pit stops. At least 4 drivers pitting in, another one on the way, 5. So that's really going to shake up the order. Lanatron is now in second again. Is he going to be able to make up time in order to be able to defend second again? When's Belvica going to come in? That's another big question. Mop is now in third, but don't be fooled, because I expect I'll only be temporary. It's basically, we're halfway through the race now, so those on hards who have made their tyres last are doing their one and only pit stop at this time. Belvica comes in. He manages to make his tyres last for a little more than half the race distance, and that bodes well for him. Lanatron's got his hazard lights on again, and is now in first, provisionally. So, with the pit stop, with the round of pit stops in the mid-race over, we've got Lanatron leading, MOP second, Bushy third, Belvica fourth, Judoka fifth. Now, I wonder if Bushy and Mop, being the sort of relatively disadvantaged teammates, I wonder if they're going to try to hold Belvica up. That's going to be interesting if they do. Now then, what's going on with... Oh, I see, it's a blue flag, which means that the Renault there, the Renault being driven by Testude, is that? Yeah. Is being given a blue flag, which means he has to make sure that he can be overtaken. Lapped, should I say, by those who are, well, a lap ahead in the race. Now, he doesn't seem to be in any great hurry to get out of the way, but I'm sure he will when he's approached. So here's Lanatron, and his tyres are almost to the bone, so to speak. So we should see him coming into the pits now. Is he going to... Yeah, I think that's him now going into the... Yes, he's just gone into the pit lane. So this is where we'll start to see what the true form of the drivers is. Not Mop, obviously, because he's on a different strategy altogether. Neither Bushy, who's on a different sort of strategy. So Belvica's made it up to third, but of course if Bushy makes life difficult for him, we'll have to see how that goes. Belvica's caught up to the lapped, is that Testude? Okay, so Lanatron's just turned off his hazard lights. I wonder what the significance of that is. Belvica's got past Test Dude. Thor is got some ways ahead of him, some clear track to make up before he can challenge anyone for position. Judoka going up behind Test Dude. And it's a nice simple pass. Test Dude lets him by, no problem. On board with Babbles now behind Lanatron. So these are two drivers who haven't really done a lot of interacting so far in this race. Is Babbles catching up with Lanatron? Probably not. I think that Babbles pitted a little bit before Lanatron and so has a little bit more tyre wear. Right, Super Chicken is catching up with Iron Duck, that's what it looks like. Super Chicken had a couple of naughty moments, but so far just the one penalty for him, though I understand he's been sort of treading on thin ice for a fair part of this race, but oh my word, at exactly the same place that Mop went off previously, Thor nearly went off, went into a kind of crazy near spin, should we say, managed to just about retain control of his car. Now here's Jag in 10th. He's it's unfortunate that the Renault team have not done well in this round. They did pretty well at Brands Hatch actually, but Cooper was subbing for the team, and he was within a shot of coming, I think it was third, but then in the... Whoa, hello! That was Super Chicken, a little bit of a tap from Super Chicken to Iron Duck. Not the first time that's happened, and well, honestly, when I say that Super Chicken is treading on thin ice for this race, that's exactly the sort of thing I talk about. Little bumps that aren't worth penalising, but do betray a certain, let's say, a certain lack of spatial control, spatial self-restraint, let's call it. So, coming up to the 28th racing lap, first is Mop Racer. His soft tyres are now really starting to wear out. He's going to have to come in the next lap or two, and then we'll see how his position stacks up against the rest of the field. Belvica still behind Judoka. That's interesting. We'll see how Judoka versus Belvica develops, and here's Lanatron. So we're on board with Lanatron at the moment. That's a good one there. Blue flags, probably it's because of one of the Renaults up ahead. That would be it. It's difficult being lapped, especially on a narrow circuit, but those who are behind seem to be, doing a good, respectful job with it. Mop Racer is still out. He's going to do his 29th racing lap without coming in to replace the soft tyres that I think he stuck them on like about more than 5 laps ago. They're really starting to wear out, but I wonder why he's staying out. Is it because he must be starting to lose quite a bit of time? Possibly the next compound. No, because even if he's looking to go on mediums next and wants his mediums to be able to last the rest of the distance. So here's Thor. He's put in quite some consistent lap times, and so's Lanatron in the last few laps. Here he is coming up behind Test Dude. Nice clean overtake. Right, Mop is finally in the pits. He's worn out his softs completely. Begins to fall down the order. But it will be interesting to see in what position Mop emerges once he has changed his tyres, because then we'll get a real understanding of where he is compared to everyone else. Okay, so 4 has gone into the pits as well. Yep, there he is. So I think we can say now that 4 and Mop Racer are... No, Mop Racer's back out already. That's pretty good. He's emerged 6th, which means that he's done actually a fantastic job, I have to say, of recovering from his spin, which in the early stages of the race set him back so that he was last for a little while, but he's made a really great comeback. And if NTT had a driver of the day, it would probably... Oh no, wait, no, maybe it wouldn't be Mop, because he's just gone off again. I've just been singing his praises and then he goes and disappoints me. Oh dear. So now Mop isn't even in the... he seems to have dropped back into the 9th or below. What a shame. Bushy at the moment is first. He's got severely worn hard tyres. When he'll come in is anybody's guess. Probably in the next few laps to switch to mediums or something of the sort. There's Bavels. He's not far behind Lanatron. They've been at this sort of distance between each other for a couple of laps now. That's interesting. Iron Duck gets held up a little bit behind Test Dude. Again, takes. That's a very good. Seems Test Dude likes to be overtaken around that particular turn. Lapped, should I say, not overtaken, strictly speaking. This is Bushy's pit crew. Bushy comes in for his final stop, probably. For trying to have a look, he's going up the inside of Iron Duck. It looks like he's really going to make this overtake stick. Oh, gosh, Bamels had a little bit of a moment there. Kicking up dirt. Didn't look too bad. It's just a very difficult circuit to avoid any kind of contact or any offs. It's just one of the most tricky and narrow circuits. And again, if this were Group 3 cars, it would be a completely untenable race. Group 3 cars, which are used for the mainline NGT series, they're somewhat wider, but that extra width, although it may only be a few inches, it does make a massive difference. And they're also more powerful and less stable than these Group 4 cars. Okay, so that's Jag being lapped by Belvica. Belvica's got quite a bit of time to make up on Judica. Bushy trying down to overtake Super Chicken. He's tried left and right. Oh, lovely. Super Chicken took a bad line into turn 4. Bushy took immediate advantage, swept down the inside and off he went. Very nice bit of driving there by Bushy, I have to say. Super Chicken falling further behind. I wonder if is Super Chicken on worn out tyres or something? I don't think so, because he's not looking like he's coming in. Thor having a look at getting past Iron Duck again. It looks like Iron Duck managed to get past him again, but oh no, it was Bushy, wasn't it? So Thor makes the pass on Iron Duck. Iron Duck slipping back in the standings. I predicted earlier that the Subarus would sort of come in the smack bang in the middle of the midfield, but Looks like I was wrong about that. Okay, so here's Belvica. Belvica is some way behind race leader Judica. If Judica isn't going to pit again, if Judica does not need to pit again, then he'll probably win the race. But let's see if his tyres are like this. Now Lanatron is on the attack behind Bushy. Doesn't do quite so well after in the turn after the back straight. Now here's Judica. Yeah, his tyres look pretty good actually. There are not that many laps left, about 6 laps to go. For sure he could finish this race. Now that's Delinquent being lapped and getting out of the way. For sure I think Judica could finish this race on his current set. Oh no, but he is low on fuel. Yeah, that's the other issue, of course. He's low on fuel, but maybe he's got enough. Maybe there's only 5 laps to go now. Could make it. Oh no, he's coming in. Now there's an interesting thing. I think he thinks he doesn't quite have enough fuel. You can see it's pretty low. Bottom left there is about an eighth of the full tank. This means that now Belvica has good tyres, a good amount of fuel left. So it's really up to Bushy to try and close the distance. Now what was that? That was Barrels going off wide around the final turn, giving Mop Racer a sort of easy time of getting away from him. Oh, whoa! Judica on fresh cold tyres goes skidding wide into turn 4. Fairly treacherous corner. Getting the braking point is quite difficult because the braking point is sort of on the previous turn. So Belvica makes a pass on the lapped Delinquent, and then there's a little battle going on between Delinquent and is that Testude? I believe it is. Belvica first, Bushy second, Lanatron third, Super Chicken fourth, and a close battle between Judica and Mop Racer, I believe, as well as Thor and Judica. Judica and no, wait, hang on. Yes, Thor and Judica, very, very close battle for 5th. Oh, bit of a wobble from Judica there. I think that Judica has the pace advantage. You can see how quickly he makes up time. He's trying to go down the inside here, it doesn't work. Oh no, it does work. Oh, that's marvellous bit of driving from Judica, who started from a little bit further back, but Thor didn't take the inside line around turn 8, and that enabled Judica to basically go up. That he's now been going side by side through turn 8 and turn 9, and going up to turn 1 on the following lap. Just has a slight advantage, goes up the inside. Lovely bit of driving there from both of them. In fact, oh, bit of a wobble, he hits the grass, nothing too major, and finds himself just behind, behind Super Chicken, yes. In the closing stages of the second round of NTT, there have been quite a few upsets, quite a few offs, many of which self-inflicted spins, some of which little taps and mishaps, and of course the what's sure to be an infamous incident between the 2 Renaults and Super Chicken in the early stage of the race. So here we go. Oh, it's Judica is having a go at Lanatron. Lanatron's done a very good job of defensively driving, but I think over the course of the race, Judica has identified how, when, where to grab an overtake, and he's managed to do it. He's pulled one off on Lanatron. You can see Lanatron going a bit wide. Yeah, he's gone wide onto the grass. The game recognises that as exploiting the exploiting the track limits. And he'll have to pay his penalty now as they come to the final turn. Slows down, yeah, and the two McLarens go in. Oh, a contact with the Mop Racer. Interesting. But Lantron's now paid off his penalty through that corner. A little bit messy through there. Let's see what that was all about later on as we review incidents. So, Belvica is coming into the final lap. He's leading it, and it looks like he'll probably win the race, barring mishap. Super Chicken and Ford fight for position. Super Chicken doing a very good job of defending against the two McLarens. The McLaren team have been doing a fair amount of mobbing, haven't they, of drivers ahead of them. They've been mostly together throughout the series. Oh dear, you could see that. You could see Ford trying to overtake. There was contact, and Ford goes off a bit. He doesn't lose position against his teammate Mop. Sorry, it's not the final lap. This is the penultimate last lap, but one. Now Belvica goes to start the final lap of the race. Bushy behind, not far behind, on soft tyres, but rapidly deteriorating soft tyres. Judica in third, also on soft. Super Chicken fourth on worn out hards. Mop and Thor close behind. And it's furious, the battle for fourth. It's the last lap. They've got very little to lose. You know, pull out all the stops. Belvica takes it easy around the final stage of the race. He's well ahead, and you can see there. Oh, it looks like Lamatron. No, wait, sorry. Yeah, no, that was Delinquent being lapped, I think. Okay, so here's Belvica going around the final curve to win the second race in a row for him. He's won at Brands Hatch, he's won here at Tsukuba. Bushy takes second place, and Judica third. Super Chicken fourth, it looks like. No, wait, Super Chicken ran out of fuel. At the last corner, he's been overtaken, so he ends up sixth behind the two McLarens. Well played for the Warsteiner Racing team, I guess. And here are the two Subarus. Whoops! Barrels has knocked Iron Duck off. Barrels slows down, presumably to let his teammate come back. Yeah, there we go. Probably do a bit of apologising for that afterwards, but I suppose no harm done. So, congratulations to Belvica for winning the second race of NTT. So here are the results. You can see that Belvica and Judica have 40 and 30 points respectively. With regards to the Teams Championship, it's a little bit closer. 55 points for DNA Oracle, 52 points for Virgin Zuma team, and 25 points tied between Heineken Racing and Subaru Mountain Dew Racing Zoo. Wow, what a mouthful. Well, that's it for NTT Round 2. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I look forward to commentating the next race, which will be at the Lago Maggiore circuit. Well, that's it for now. See you later.